Have you ever used words as a mirror for another, only to find the reflection was empty? You say, "You are beautiful." You say, "You are amazing." The words are meant as a gift, but they feel like a stone dropped in a well, with no sound echoing back. Why is this so? Because these words are worn thin by countless voices. They are the common currency of a world that looks, but does not see. True connection, the kind that nourishes the spirit, is not born from a compliment that has been heard 1,000 times before. It awakens when a soul feels seen, truly seen, in the quiet corners of its being that it thought were invisible. This is not about leaving an impression. This is about offering a moment of pure presence. I invite you to walk a different path with me, a path where words are not empty shells, but seeds. Seeds that we plant in the garden of another's awareness, so they may see themselves anew. This is the practice of true seeing. The ancient teachings in my tradition speak of a simple truth. What the mind accepts as fact, the heart rarely feels as true. When you say to a woman, "You are beautiful," you are stating a fact she has already been told by her own mirror, by the world, by 100 voices she cannot recall. You add another echo to the canyon, but you do not become the river that flows through it. Your words become noise in a loud room. They are predictable. They are safe. And therefore, they do not touch the essence. They praise the surface of the water, but know nothing of the ocean's depth. To truly connect, you must stop describing the vessel and start sharing how its light transforms your own perception. You must speak not of what she is, but of the experience she awakens in you. Imagine the difference. The echo says, "You are beautiful." The river says, "Your presence brings a quietness to my mind." Can you feel the shift? The first is an observation of the other. The second is a vulnerable offering of the self. The first is a label. The second is an invitation into a shared reality, a shared breath. It creates a space between you, a field of awareness where a true meeting can occur. True words do not seek a reaction. They are born of a grounded state, an inner stillness. Let us explore the paths to cultivate this way of being. We will learn how to speak not to the ears, but to the very spirit of another. The first way is the path of shared energy. This is the art of translating your inner experience into words. Instead of describing her appearance, describe the energy she cultivates. Think of it like this. You see a mountain. The common path is to say, "That is a tall mountain." The path of shared energy is to say, "Looking at that mountain makes me feel the strength in my own bones." You are not just seeing, you are connecting. So you are with another. Instead of the hollow words, "You're beautiful," I invite you to go inward. Observe what is happening within you. Then speak from that place. Perhaps you say, "I am not sure if your presence is a mystery I wish to solve, or a quiet river I wish to simply be near." Now, your words are not a compliment about her. They are a reflection of your experience of her. It is not flattery. It is truth. And the heart knows the sound of truth. It is a bell that rings only once, but the vibration lasts. Another way is to say, "There is a quality of grace in your stillness. It's as if you carry it without being burdened by its weight." This is rare. Again, you are not focused on the surface. You are seeing the unseen. You are noticing how she carries her own essence. You see the person, not just the form. This is a profound gift. For women, and indeed all people, do not truly connect with what they are told. They connect with what they are made to feel. To be truly seen, beyond the performance of daily life, is a powerful experience. It says, "I see the light in you, and I am not blinded by it. I also see the way you hold it, and that is where the real power is." This requires you to be still within yourself. You cannot offer this from a place of want. You cannot speak these words to get something. They must arise from a place of simple, honest observation. The kind of observation that comes from a mind that is not judging, not planning, not seeking, just being. When your words come from this inner stillness, they carry the weight of that silence. That is what lands. That is what nourishes. Have you ever offered a truth so simple it made someone pause, look at you differently, and a slow smile grew not from flattery, but from recognition. If so, you know the stillness of which I speak. If not, the path opens before you now. For your next words need not be empty echoes. They can be the river. And the words that follow now, they are for the spirit that feels both its grace and its turmoil, and yearns to have both be seen as one. The second practice is the path of acknowledging the whole self. We praise the light. We are taught to. You are so kind. You are so positive. These words are like sunlight. They are warm, but they do not reveal the whole landscape. A mountain is not just its sunlit peak. It is also its deep valleys, its hidden caves, its shadowed forests. And a soul does not want to be seen as perfect. It wants to be seen as whole. Every person carries both light and shadow. The world tells us to hide our shadows, to be nice, to be agreeable, to be soft. But the shadow holds immense power. It holds our passion, our protective instincts, our untamed fire. To only praise the light is to say, I can only accept half of you. Yes, so I invite you to learn to see the beauty in the entirety of another. While the world praises her gentle smile, you see the fire in her spirit. You do not just notice it, you honor it. You create a space where that part of her, the part she may have learned to suppress, is welcome. Consider these words. Instead of praising only her calmness, you might say, there is a powerful energy in you. I am not sure if I should lean towards its warmth or simply admire the fire from a distance. You are not saying she is intimidating. You are not saying she is difficult. You are saying there is a potent force within her, and you are not afraid to see it. For a spirit that has spent a lifetime trying to be good, trying to be easy to like, to have someone see the wildness underneath and not flinch, but to name it with respect, this is a profound form of connection. It is not just intoxicating. It gives permission. You are silently communicating. You do not need to perform for me. The part of you that you think is too much is the part I find most alive. Or you might observe, you have an energy that does not ask for its space. It creates it. This acknowledges her strength not as a flaw, but as a gift. Most are intimidated by such power. They try to diminish it or conquer it. But the one who can stand before it, centered in their own being, and simply acknowledge it, that person is remembered. That person is trusted. Why does this path hold such power? Because it is real. It dismantles the performance. It says, I am not afraid of who you truly are. In fact, that is the person I wish to meet. This is a seduction of the spirit in a way that praise of the physical form can never be. It is not about how she looks. It's about what it feels like to be in her presence. It's about being brave enough to acknowledge all of it. Of course, this requires you to be grounded in your own center. If you say these words from a place of manipulation, to sound edgy or mysterious, they will be hollow, dead on arrival. But if you say them from a place of true presence, of calm observation, they will land in her soul, because deep within, everyone knows their own wholeness. They know their shadow is not evil. It has simply been hidden. And when another being sees it and says, I see you, all of you, a gate is unlocked. On a first meeting, you may notice something in her gaze. You could say, there is a touch of chaos in your eyes. It is perhaps my favorite part of the landscape I see. Instantly, you have moved beyond small talk. You are seeing the person behind the mask. You are not afraid of the storm. You are admiring its power. Have you ever looked into another's eyes and acknowledged the one thing they were most afraid to reveal? When you do, the connection is no longer polite. It becomes real. In what we explore next, you will learn to speak to the silent longing that every spirit holds, but few dare to name. The third practice is the path of seeing hidden longings. Every soul carries silent truths, desires and tensions it believes it must hide from the world. We are taught to be one thing, to be strong, to be polished, to be certain. But inside, we are a flowing river of contradictions. We crave both control and surrender. We desire both connection and solitude. We are both the fortress and the one who wishes for the gates to be opened. The world compliments the fortress. You are so strong, they say. You are so independent. They admire the walls. But the wise person speaks to the part of the soul that built the walls in the first place and acknowledges the part that longs for a safe harbor to let them down. To walk this path is to speak not to the role she performs, but to the tension she carries. Imagine you are with a woman of great accomplishment. She is in control, respected, a leader in her world. The common way is to praise this strength. But you, from a place of stillness, might say, "You hold your world with such strength, but I can sense a part of you that quietly yearns to let go." These are not mere words. This is a reflection of a deep, often unspoken, human truth. You have not judged her. You have offered an observation born of compassion. You have told her, "I see the weight you carry, and I also see the part of you that wishes for rest." You are giving her permission to be whole in your presence. Why does this create such a profound connection? Because it says, "You are safe with me." The real you, not the polished version, not the role you play, the conflicted, tired, strong, and secretly yearning you. All of it is welcome here. This is an act of liberation for another. Most interactions place us on a pedestal of perfection or pull us down into a shallow story. The path of true seeing is to stand, grounded and calm, in the middle, and acknowledge the beautiful, messy truth of her humanity. Consider another expression of this path. You observe, there is a quiet hunger beneath all that calm. I would be lying if I said I was not curious about it. Again, you are not labeling her as too much. You are saying she is wonderfully, powerfully alive, and you are not intimidated by it. In that moment, the validation you offer is not just pleasant, it feels real. It resonates with a truth she may not have even voiced to herself. But I must remind you, the foundation of this practice is truth. It only works if you are present enough to actually sense these things. If it becomes a tactic, a line you are reciting, its spirit dies. The power is not in the words themselves, but in the source from which they flow, a place of genuine, unwavering presence. Attraction, in its truest form, is not about who you are. It is about how clearly you can see another, and if you can see the parts of her that she herself has not yet fully acknowledged. You do not need to be remembered. You become unforgettable. Have you ever said something that made another soul pause, as if you had spoken a password to a secret room in their heart? When you see that flicker in their eyes, that silent question of, "How did he know that?" you have moved beyond words and have entered the realm of true connection. Next, we will learn how to make her feel not desired, but utterly and completely seen, which is the rarest gift of all. There is a great misunderstanding in the way of human connection. Many believe the goal is to be wanted, to be desired. They focus their energy on words of appetite. "You are so captivating. I desire you." And this can feel good for a moment, like a spark from a fire, but a spark is not the enduring warmth of the embers. Desire is common. It is the wind that blows everywhere, every day. It is in the glances of strangers, in the words on a screen. A mature soul, a soul that has known the world, builds a shelter against this constant wind. The words of desire become noise, and she becomes numb to them. But to be as seen, to be truly noticed in one's quiet essence, this is rare. This is water in a desert. And I invite you to be the one who offers this water. This is the path of seeing over desiring. The common way is to praise the effect another has. "You are stunning. You drive me wild." But the path of true connection is to acknowledge the cause, the inner quality that creates the outer effect. Try this. You sense her intuition. You feel how she understands a room before anyone speaks. Instead of praising her beauty, you could say, "You seem to read the energy of people before they even open their mouths." I imagine you carry this knowledge quietly, but it must be a heavy thing to hold. You have not mentioned her form. You have told her, "I see how your spirit moves through the world, and I honor the weight of your gift." This touches the soul. Or perhaps this, you hold yourself with an energy that suggests you do not need the world's attention. And yet, the world cannot help but notice when you enter a room. In this, she feels understood, not wanted, not admired for her surface, but understood for her essence. This is the rare feeling, and what is rare holds immense value. Why? Because when you speak from this place, you bypass the armor. A person used to being desired has walls made of praise. They are thick walls. Words of desire just bounce off, but a sentence that says, "I see the real you behind the wall, and that version is the one that interests me," slips through the cracks in the armor. It does not try to conquer the fortress. It is invited inside. You are no longer one of the many. You are one. Let us go deeper. Most praise is a transaction. I will give you this compliment so that you will give me a positive reaction. It is a subtle form of asking. But when you validate what is unseen, you are not asking for anything. You are giving. You are offering the gift of your presence, your insight, your depth. Imagine saying, "You carry the appearance of being in perfect control, but I have a sense that your mind is like a river that never stops flowing." This does two things. First, it shows you perceive beyond the surface. Second, it makes her feel that you are paying attention to the small things, the subtle energies that most people miss entirely. The words are not romantic, they are not sexual, but their impact is unshakable. It is a compliment that echoes in her quiet moments, because every soul knows what it feels like to be desired. But to be seen without performance, without needing to smile, without needing to put on a show that lands differently. This does not mean you must discard desire. Desire is a powerful, sacred energy, but it should never be the first gate you walk through. First, you must enter through the gate of awareness. Lead with a grounded, clear perception. Let her feel that you have seen the truth of her, the essence hidden beneath the waterfall of compliments she normally receives. Then, if desire arises later from that place of seeing, it will not feel cheap. It will feel earned. It will feel real. It will feel sacred. Have you ever said something that made another person stop smiling and just look at you because you spoke to something real? In that pause, where performance ends and presence begins, that is the birthplace of connection. What we explore next is not just about making her pause. It's about how your very presence can speak more loudly than any word you could ever say. Let us speak of the path of noble silence. Most men, in their eagerness to connect, use compliments like they are filling an empty bucket. Quick, constant, hoping the sheer volume will have an effect. "You're wonderful. That was clever. You look lovely." And what happens? The words become devalued. They are like stones thrown into the sea, disappearing without a trace. But you are not like them. You can learn to use your words as a master craftsman uses a rare gem. Scarcity creates value. When your praise is rare, it is received as a treasure. A king does not speak to impress the court. He speaks to declare what is true. His words have weight because he does not spend them frivolously. I ask you to consider this. When was the last time you felt a compliment rise within you and you chose to hold it? Not from a place of fear or strategy, but from a place of power. The power to wait, to allow a moment to ripen, because a mind does not crave flattery. A soul craves the energy of certainty, the kind of grounded presence that does not need to rush in and perform. Imagine this. You are in a rich conversation. Most men would be dropping praise like falling leaves, but you are still. You are listening. You are truly present. After 10, perhaps 15 minutes of simply receiving her story, of watching her spirit unfold, you meet her gaze. And you say, quietly, the way your mind connects ideas, it is a rare and beautiful thing to witness. Do you feel the power of that? A single, precise, earned acknowledgement, no excess, no agenda, just one sentence that lands with the force of truth, because you made her spirit wait for it, because you made your spirit wait for the true thing to be said. That is the way of a king. Or this, after a shared moment of silence, you could say, there is a stillness in you that most people are probably too loud to notice. I appreciate it. This kind of observation does not just make her feel admired, it makes her feel profoundly seen. And because you did not drown it in 10 other empty phrases, this one sentence echoes in her being. The psychology of our minds is simple. What is less available becomes more precious. When you make your words of praise a rare gift, you alter the energy entirely. She may begin to wonder, why did he say that at that moment? What else does he see that he is not yet saying? Her own mind begins to lean toward you. You are now the center of gravity in the space. Consider the alternative. The man who compliments too freely puts himself in the posture of a supplicant. He is asking for approval. He lowers his own spiritual stature. But when you speak as a man who does not need to be liked, who offers his approval as a deliberate gift from a place of self-possession, you awaken a connection on a level most will never know. You are no longer trying to be chosen. You have already chosen yourself, and she feels that in her very bones. Here is the deep teaching. The most powerful praise is the praise she feels she has earned, even if she does not consciously know how. Because that mystery, that quiet tension, becomes a question in her soul. So use your words as a master uses his finest tools. Do not speak to fill the silence. Speak only if what you have to say is more beautiful than the silence itself. Say what is true, but say it as if it cost you something to share it. That is how your presence becomes unforgettable. Tell me, have you ever spoken less, only to feel the impact of your presence grow stronger? The man who knows the value of his words knows the value of himself. In our final steps, we will learn how to turn a word into an invitation, a call to the spirit that awakens a fire she did not know was sleeping. The final path we will walk together is the path of invitation. A common word of praise is a closed door. You are stunning. You are so smart. The statement is made, it is received, and the moment ends. There is nowhere else to go. She already knows this about herself. You have only confirmed a story she has heard many times. You are just another voice in the choir. But what if your words were not a closed door, but a doorway? What if they were an invitation to step into a deeper field of awareness? You do not simply validate what is. You allude to what could be. You do not just praise the strength. You challenge the spirit to meet its own potential. Let us imagine she speaks of her own discipline, of how she never lets anyone get too close to her heart. Most would nod. That is impressive, they might say. Safe, predictable. But you, looking through the eyes of a compassionate warrior, might say, that fortress you have built is truly a work of art. But I wonder if the walls are now so high, you have forgotten the feeling of the sun on your own face. Can you feel the shift? You honored her strength, the fortress. But you also gently challenged the isolation it creates. You have turned her strength into a doorway of self-inquiry, and that is remembered. Or, if she moves with a sense of complete control, polished and sure, most will try to earn her favor. But you meet her gaze and say, you seem to be a person accustomed to leading the dance. I wonder if you still remember how it feels to simply be led. Again, this is not an insult. This is a masculine mirror. It is reflecting a truth she may have forgotten. A soul does not only crave validation. It craves edges. It craves polarity. It craves presence. When you praise and invite in the same breath, you communicate, I am not afraid of you. I am not here to worship you. I am here to meet you. From a spiritual view, this is the union of opposites. Praise makes the ego feel validated. Invitation makes the spirit feel stimulated. When you bring them together, the person feels seen, alive, and profoundly intrigued. And it is in the field of intrigue where true attraction takes root. When you speak the words that another would not dare, when you stand strong enough to gently rattle her own certainty, she pays attention. She may smile, she may resist, she may even tease you in return, but her spirit is engaged, because you have just stepped out of the endless noise of predictable men. You have awakened her. She may say, men are often intimidated by me. The predictable answer is, not me. Your answer, the answer of presence, might be, perhaps. Or perhaps you have unknowingly mastered the art of making it easy for them to feel that way. Now she is not sure if she should challenge you or follow you. In either case, her full attention is with you. And that is the point. The one who can trigger both curiosity and gentle confrontation becomes unforgettable. But remember, the foundation your delivery must be grounded. No arrogance, no neediness, just calm, unwavering clarity. You are not attacking her. You are not trying to prove something. You are inviting her into a deeper dance with her own being, one she may not have known was possible until you named it. This is not mere flirtation. This can be an act of transformation. So, have you ever said something that felt like a quiet dare and watched another's spirit rise to meet it? When you see that spark, that flash of curiosity, defiance, and attraction all at once, you know you are no longer just speaking words. You are activating a soul. And in this shared awakening, a connection is forged that time will not easily erase.